Hey guys, Justin and Brian here, coming to you from sunny St. George, Utah in Bluff Street Executive Suites. It's a great office suite. We love it here. The people here are great. Great deals here, great staff, great receptionist. And today we wanted to talk to you a little bit about bankruptcy. We found that several of our clients and a lot of potential clients have had to file bankruptcy in the past or are currently considering bankruptcy. And as we've said in past videos before, that's kind of my background. I spent a lot of time in bankruptcy. I've navigated through bankruptcy quite a bit, and I've helped several clients get through bankruptcy. Now, there's a couple types of bankruptcies that we're going to go into. So we're not necessarily discussing business or municipality. We're talking about personal bankruptcies. So Chapter 7 and Chapter 13, personal bankruptcies. So if you have filed a bankruptcy in the past, or you're looking to file a bankruptcy, if you filed a 7, it's a lot of times people think, and I had my clients say, I'm stressed out, this is going to ruin my credit for the next 10 years and I'm never going to be able to rebuild my credit. I'm worried about buying a house. And those, it's simply not the case that your credit is going to be ruined for 10 years. There are ways to make your credit improve shortly after your bankruptcy. With a Chapter 7, that's the short-term bankruptcy. It typically discharges within 6 months at the most in most cases, and usually right after you've got the discharge, you can go in and start rebuilding your credit. A Chapter 13 is a little bit different. The Chapter 13 is where you're in a plan. You might be in a 3-year plan or a 5-year plan, and you're making payments to the Chapter 13 bankruptcy trustee, and so you're kind of in the bankruptcy for 5 years in a lot of cases, and so it does take you a little bit longer to be able to purchase a home. But I definitely saw many clients purchase a home and be approved for a mortgage, even good rate mortgages, towards the end of their Chapter 13 plan. On a Chapter 7, typically, if you rebuild your FICO score, most of the time you're able to purchase a home in as little as 2 years after your bankruptcy discharges. The key to really kind of moving on and putting your life back together after filing the bankruptcy, don't let the bankruptcy define you. Don't let it define your credit history and your ability to purchase a home or purchase a car or move on with your life. Those things happen, and we don't often plan for things to happen in our lives, medical emergencies or catastrophes on our house or loss of a job. We don't usually plan for those things, but they happen. And so we just move forward and we move past them. So what we really advise people to do is, rather than let the bankruptcy sit there and just throw your hands up in the air and say, okay, well, I filed bankruptcy, I've ruined my credit life for the next decade. As soon as you discharge, go in there, pull all 3 credit bureaus. You want to make sure that you pull all 3. And here again, as we've mentioned in other videos, you can go to our website, pinnaclecreditpros.com. The top of the page, there's credit monitoring. You click on credit monitoring and you can pull all 3 credit bureaus, and you want to look at those and make sure anything that was included in the bankruptcy, you want to make sure that those things are removed or eliminated. If there were judgments or if there were other negative things on your credit that were listed in your bankruptcy, those things shouldn't be there any longer, and legally they should be removed. So you want to make sure that you pull all 3 credit bureaus. I can't stress all 3 enough, because oftentimes people will go on some third-party thing and it'll only have 2 credit bureaus or 1 credit bureau, and they'll think that everything's good, but in reality, on the third credit bureau, there's negative things on it. So you really need to make sure that you pull all three of them and go through line by line. If there's anything on there that should not be on there, you need to get that removed, and you have the right to remove those things.
And that's one of the cool things that we do is if you actually pull your credit report and you don't understand what's on the credit report, that's why you contact us. We're going to give you a free consultation. We're going to go over it with you. We're going to see what items are there that we need to address, maybe dispute or what we need to do. So definitely key points right there. So sounds like it all starts with a credit report, basically.
Right, exactly.
So once we get that credit report, we're going to go through it with you. Unless you know how to read it and you know how to go and do all the disputing yourself, which there are a lot of people out there that can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here with our expertise to guide you through the process and make sure it's done in a shorter amount of time than a longer amount of time. When you're talking about a bankruptcy being a decade long,
yeah.
I'm thinking I'm in my 40s. If this thing drags out till I'm in my 50s, I could be in financial ruin my whole life.
Yeah, might not be able to recover from that. It's true.
So, I don't know, what are maybe some tips that we could share with them to, life after bankruptcy to help them, boost up that score?
Well, just like you said, the first one, we need to pull all three bureaus, make sure that those things that shouldn't be on there are removed. Look at those things, make sure they're gone. And the second one, if something still is active, if a lot of times people will retain credit cards or will try to retain one of their cars in a Chapter 13 plan, or they will reaffirm a credit card or a vehicle in a Chapter 7. And so if there's something on there that they've made their payments and it's reporting in a positive manner on their credit, you want to keep that on there because that's going to continue to help you. So keep those things on there. And another thing I would recommend is make sure you have 3 bank cards after your bankruptcy. And as we've mentioned in the past, you don't want to go and run those things up. You want to keep those balances low. Yeah. That you want to pull 3. You want to have 3 bank cards that you want to make sure that a lot of times people will go to their credit union or to ABC Financial, whoever that is.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that if you go to somebody else, like your credit, your ABC Financial or your another institution, you want to make sure that they are reporting to all 3 credit bureaus. That's the trick there. You want to make sure that they're hitting all 3 bureaus.
Yeah.
And here again, you can go to our website under Pinnacle Products. We've got some options for you there. A lot of times people will be worried that because their credit, they just filed bankruptcy, they've got poor credit, they won't be able to be approved for certain cards and certain things. But we've got these products here and we can help you out in that area.
Exactly. And one other tip might be maybe go to your bank and ask for an installment loan. Maybe borrow a couple $1,000s, put that into a savings account, and then make those payments from that account monthly on time. So that way they're going to report. You want to make sure they're reporting to all 3 bureaus. But if you have a small installment loan that's being reported to the credit bureaus every month in a positive history, then that's going to also boost that score a lot faster.
Right, exactly. And if you get a small installment loan for 24 or 36 months and you keep that cash in your savings account, then you're able to make those payments on time and you're able to even pay ahead a few months, and you could probably even pay it off a little bit early. And like you said, those things are going to really boost your FICO score.
Exactly. So one other thing that I was thinking about is life after bankruptcy. Sometimes you might be looking for a book, a program, or something like that to just maybe help you on the financial side. So I made a list of a few books that I would recommend. Everyone's heard of Mr. Dave Ramsey. He teaches some good philosophies, not ones that I always agree with.
Mm-hmm.
You can't always pay everything with cash because then you don't have a credit score.
Right.
But it's always a good start to maybe pick up a book, learn some budgeting. We also have a course that we're working with a third party that also has a budgeting course that they can get access to, right?
And that's actually on our website. If you go to pinnaclecreditpros.com and click on budgeting e-course, there's 4 separate budgeting courses right there on our website. You can, cherry pick 1, 2, 3 of those courses, or you can do all 4 courses. They're very valuable, very helpful, and they're going to help you so that way you're not going to be forced to file bankruptcy again. You're going to learn the tricks that are going to help you to get ahead financially and become financially independent. And really, that's kind of the goal. We all want to be financially independent, not have to be stressed out about where our next paycheck's coming from, or how we're going to pay the mortgage or the food or whatever it is.
Yeah. I like to break it down. We want to teach you guys about the offensive money, the defensive money, and also how money works in general. So
right.
That's part of our goal here. Another book that I really liked was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm surprised this book's been out a long time. There's still a lot of people that haven't heard of Robert Kiyosaki, but he's probably been one of my mentors, through his books on the financial side of everything. Is there any books that you would?
A couple of books that have really impacted me personally, and kind of the way I view finances and the way I view debt management and budgeting and relationships as well, to be honest with you, and just life in general. Some books that have really made an impact on my life. One of them specifically is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That's it's an old one. It's been around for a while. I'm sure a lot of you have probably read it, but it's a really great book, and it'll kind of help change your mindset on how to view your finances and make wise financial decisions and wise life and debt management decisions.
Right.
So that's a great one.
I think that'd be a great book. I mean, if we're talking about bankruptcy and we have that financial stress, just the mental part of our minds has been beat up for maybe a few years.
Yeah.
Now we need to really start to change our mindset and start to have more of a positive outlook on life.
Yeah.
Positive outlook on our situations and things like that. So
yeah,
that's a great book.
I agree. When you feel like you've been beat down and you come in and file bankruptcy, a lot of times you're stressed out, you're depressed, and you feel like the world is kind of caving in around you. So yeah, really, once you move on past that, kind of look to the future rather than the past, and things are going to work out for you, and you'll be able to get your financial house in order, and there's hope. That's there is life after bankruptcy, and there is hope. You can recover, you can rebound after filing bankruptcy. Don't let that bankruptcy define you.
Oh yeah, exactly. I love that. Don't let it define you, because so many people that I've seen that have been hurt by economic, like the oil field went down, the oil and gas industry. So a lot of my clients have been struggling, and it's just hard to watch them. It was nothing due to their fault. They were out working hard, and then all of a sudden everything came to a stop. And so, there is life. It wasn't your fault. Let's just move on.
Yeah, very true. So we appreciate you guys listening. As always, please check us out on our website, pinnaclecreditpros.com. Please, if you're viewing this on YouTube, please hit subscribe and like our channel.
There'll be a lot more good information to come. So.
There's going to be more information to come. Exactly. You guys have a great day. Appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. We'll see you.